My dad and brothers called me a silut for wearing a short skirt my mom sent me. Then my dad tore up all my clothes while I cried, and my brothers accused me of sleeping with a male friend I've never even touched. This has been a really tough time for you, and it sounds like you've handled a lot of complicated emotions and situations with incredible strength. Let's break down your story and reframe it for a US audience, keeping the length similar. I never thought I'd be sharing such personal struggles online, but here I am. This whole situation involves me, 16F, my dad, 59me, my two older twin brothers, 22M'd, and my twin brother, 16M'd. Managing two sets of twins can be incredibly stressful, and I understand my dad's perspective to some extent. My mom works far away, typically visiting once a year or month, but I haven't seen her much since I turned 14. Sometimes she sends gifts. For us, my relationship with my brothers is pretty complex. I'm the only girl, so it's always been hard to truly connect. I only really bond with Andrew, my 22-year-old brother, because we both share an interest in Greek mythology. But the real issue here is with my twin brother and my dad. The weather lately has been crazy. 1 minute hot, the next cold. Today, I woke up to sweltering heat. I plan to visit a market to find some stuffed animals from a favorite series. I put on a shirt, sneakers, and a short skirt, about 4 fingers above my knees for comfort. That's where the trouble started with my dad. He immediately declared the skirt inappropriate and demanded I change, even though he knew I was going out. I asked him what the problem was, especially since my mom sent it to me from her work country. He didn't answer, just said I had to wear pants or I wasn't leaving. I was speechless when my twin brother jumped in. My dad must have been looking for backup, and my brother, being the jerk he is, looked me up and down and said, "You look like a slut in that skirt." Enraged, I threw my shoe at him, but it got worse. My dad actually agreed with him, saying, "If your brother thinks that, what do you think others will think?" Then he called my 2 older brothers, and they sided with him too. I ended up locking myself in my room, staring at the skirt for hours, unable to see anything wrong with it. I eventually gave up on my plans. That was 2 weeks ago, and I haven't spoken to them since, unless absolutely necessary. Today, my mom texted, asking why I was giving my dad and brothers the silent treatment and saying my dad felt bad. I didn't. Reply: I'd really appreciate some advice on how to respond to my mom and explain everything. Some friends, both male and female, said my dad went too far by not defending me. However, 2 friends said I was overreacting to my brother's comment and should take it as advice instead of complaining. Update 1. Hello everyone, I'm much calmer now and can give you an update. I'm about to eat, so I wanted to share this. Beforehand, thank you for all your comments, and to the 2 people who messaged me privately, it means a lot. To summarize my call with my mom, she was furious. She asked for photos of the clothes I wore and even a picture of me wearing them. For those who saw my previous post before I deleted it, I stayed at my friend's house after my dad made a scene and tore up all my clothes. Luckily, my phone didn't disconnect when my dad went crazy, so my mom heard and recorded the whole thing. Fast forward to now, my mom called my friend's mom and asked her to take me to see my dad at a cafe for breakfast. Honestly, I was scared, remembering what happened the night before and my dad's previous behavior. I felt like I didn't even recognize him. Something I forgot to mention is that he rarely acts like this. I've seen him angry with other people, but never with my brothers or me. We went to a small cafe my mom used to frequent. My dad was there. He looked like he'd been crying for hours and hadn't slept. We talked for a while and he apologized, not just for the slut comment, but for not stopping my brothers and for ripping my clothes. I asked for an explanation since he hadn't given me one about the skirt. He looked down and said he thought that if his words and my brother's words affected me, I'd change my clothes. My reaction: what the heck? I didn't say it, but I felt it. I told him it did affect me. Not just the clothes, but the fact that he let my brothers call me a slut and make fun of me. He started to cry. Honestly, I didn't understand why. I've read a lot about crocodile tears and emotional manipulation. He said he was sorry, that he never wanted things to get to this point, that he didn't know how to handle me growing up, and that he didn't want to lose me. The conversation went nowhere, and I'm still at my friend's house. As for my brothers, none of them have spoken to me. My mom left me a message before she left for work, saying she'd already spoken to my brothers and my dad. On a brighter note, my friend got me another plush toy for my collection, a Shadow the Hedgehog. For now, things are still the same, me at my friend's house and my dad with my brothers. I feel like there's something else my dad isn't telling me, as he's never acted like this before. Or maybe I just didn't see it. I also feel like my brothers are holding something back. Thank you so much for the support. My Shadow plushie and I say goodbye. Update 2. For those in my time zone wondering why I'm writing so late, well, as I always say, things happened, and I prefer to keep you informed and answer questions. First off, I truly appreciate all the help and advice from my previous post. I sincerely mean it. Let's address some frequently asked questions. No, living with my mom isn't an option for 2 reasons. First, she's away too much and doesn't have a home office. That wouldn't be a problem for me, as I can cook, do my own laundry, and clean up after myself. The other issue is that my mom lives with 2 other women where she's staying this time. One is an older woman and the other is divorced. Both rented their rooms with a no children rule, so it's just not possible. No, I never saw my dad act this way in front of me. As I mentioned in the comments and my previous update, he never behaved like this with me. He's usually very affectionate and understanding, so I have no idea what caused that outburst. And no, my parents aren't divorced. My mom is always away because of work. She got pregnant with my older brothers, Andrew, Andy, and Elijah, when she was 21. My dad stayed home to care for them until my mom got a good job. Then they had my twin and me. She's still far away, and the money she sends is usually enough, even with some leftover, for everyday things, school, and extracurriculars. Now for the update. 2 days ago, my brother Andy, 22 Memi, texted me asking if we could talk. I was a bit nervous. I asked if we could talk on the phone, and he agreed. As a comment suggested, I recorded the conversation in case anything happened, and I had my best friend's sister for moral support. The conversation started casually. He asked if I was eating and sleeping well, the usual stuff, until we got to the point. He apologized, saying he was an idiot and should have thought before he spoke. I asked him why he did that, why he used those words. At first, he gave me the same explanation as my dad. It was to persuade me to change my clothes. I told him to tell me the truth, that I needed a rational and sincere explanation. I heard him sigh, and he said, "You wouldn't understand." I asked him what exactly I didn't understand, but he stubbornly refused to tell me. I asked if Mom had told him anything. He said Mom had scolded him and my brothers for treating me like that, and that we'd talk about it when she got back. He also asked when I'd be coming home. I told him I'd stay at my friend's house until Mom arrived, and that's when we started arguing. He told me it was stupid to hide at my friend's house, that it was cowardly and childish to run away just because of a comment. I replied that after Dad tore my clothes, no matter how much I cried, he no longer made me feel safe, especially since neither he nor our other 2 brothers, his twin and my twin, defended or comforted me. They just watched and turned a blind eye until Mom had to intervene. Upon mentioning Mom, he started telling me that I shouldn't have brought her into it, since she was already stressed enough with her job to listen to my tantrums, and that we could have worked it out at home. I told him this wasn't a tantrum. They literally ganged up on me, calling me a slut and making derogatory comments about my outfit, then letting Dad rip my clothes. I asked him if he even bothered to think about whether this would affect me, and he stayed silent. Then he ended the call, telling me not to do stupid things at my friend's house, and hung up. I cried. I know, probably pathetically. I'd really like to say that I didn't feel anything, and that I didn't care what he said. But he's my brother. Then, before dinner, Elijah, 22M, Andy's twin, called. I thought about not answering, considering my argument with Andy, but decided to. He didn't use any platitudes and told me straight up that I got him, my other 2 brothers, and Dad into huge trouble by going to cry on Mom and then running away into my best friend's lap. I told him what he expected. I didn't get any answers from any of them about what happened. None of them helped me when Dad was ripping my clothes and I was begging him to stop. I told him I didn't run away into anyone's lap and that I didn't. Cry to Mom. I just told Mom what happened and that I'm staying somewhere safe. I just heard him groan, and he told me not to do anything stupid. Before I could ask him what he meant, he hung up. I suspected that my twin brother, Toby, 16M, would also call later, but he just texted me saying, I hope you're happy now. I was confused most of the night. I tried to call my mom, but she left me a message saying, I'm about to finish the case. Just give me 3 more days, and I'll be there. I love you. Let's move on to the accident on Saturday. My brother spoke to me on Friday. My best friend and I went for a walk, planning to go to McDonald's with his sister and his 10-year-old cousin, who is quite quiet, and I adore her. It was early, almost 3 in the afternoon. Lunch hadn't filled us up, so my friend's mom and his cousin's mom gave us permission. We sat at a table, and I was assigned to order the food. Everything was normal until I saw my 2 older brothers enter the restaurant. My heart froze. I looked back at the counter, praying the line would get longer so they wouldn't see me. To my misfortune, they did. Almost immediately. The first thing they did was ask me what the hell I was doing there, alone. I told them I wasn't, that my friend's family was there. I wanted to pretend I didn't know them, to ignore them, but that wasn't possible. Andy asked me whose shirt it was, and I told him it was my friend's. I don't know why, but that made them mad. Elijah told me that they warned me not to do anything stupid and said they would take me home. I stepped aside when he tried to grab me and asked him what stupid thing he was talking about. I'm writing this that if any of you are standing, you'd better sit down because what my brother told me made me feel so nauseous that I wanted to jump out a window. He told me that wearing my friend's shirt was a sign that I slept with him. Yes, you are not hallucinating, and it is not your glasses if any of you wear glasses. Those were my brother's words. I asked him why the hell he thought that. And he said that when a girl wears a boy's shirt, it's because he has marked his territory. That's when I really lost it. I told my brother he was a creep for even suggesting that my friend let me borrow that shirt because I'd run out of the few shirts I'd managed to save and was now washing them. I said that both my friend and I were underage, and the fact that they made that assumption was just disgusting. Apparently, that only made them believe their suspicions more, and they yelled back at me. He said not to lie, to tell the truth, and that if I did, they wouldn't tell Dad. I yelled back, telling him that it was disgusting, that I wouldn't confess to something I didn't do, and to leave me alone. Elijah then told me to stop being so stubborn and spoiled. Then he added something that hurt me. He said he didn't understand why I was so offended by the slut thing if I was behaving like one. That's where the comment he made about me running into someone else's lap made sense. I felt nauseous, disgusted, and in pain. It made me think that if that was how my older brothers saw me, I was about to answer. But then a scream fell on both of us. It was my friend's little cousin. She started screaming that these 2 bad men, referring to my brothers, were yelling bad things at me. That caught the attention of 2 mothers who appeared, as well as my best friend and his sister. The rest was a blur to me. From what I know, my brothers were told to leave the place. They tried to take me with them, but my friend and his sister didn't let them. We ended up buying takeout, and my friend called his mom to pick us up. I don't know at what point I started crying, but my friend's little cousin noticed and gave me one of her chips to make me stop crying. It turns out that she and my friend's sister were looking at what toys were available in the Happy Meal. It was then that the little one separated from my friend's sister to let me know what toys she wanted when she saw my brothers yelling at me. My friend then asked me what happened, and I told him and his mom everything. Needless to say, my friend's mom was furious. After dinner, I spoke to my mom. I wrote to her and told her everything. She replied, "Just a few more days, honey. I'll be there right away." I don't know if it was the pent-up frustration or what happened at the restaurant, but I exploded. I sent her a voice message saying that I needed her now, not in a few days, that I didn't understand what the hell was going on since it seemed like neither she nor my dad, much less my brothers, were being honest with me, that my brothers had said horrible things to me, that my dad was acting like a stranger, and that she only said we would talk about it when she got back. I told her that I was her daughter, that I admired her for what she did at work and what she did for her friend, but right now I needed her. I needed my mom. I ended the voice message by telling her I wanted to stay at my friend's house, even if she came, since after today and her attitude, I didn't feel safe with anyone. Not with her, my dad, or especially my brothers. I cried all night in silence, out of anger over this whole situation, but also out of guilt because I know my mom is working her butt off every day to provide us with a good lifestyle and not make us go without. And I exploded at her. I'm sorry my update is so long and without any good news. I'd like to say that I feel better now, but honestly, I feel like everything around me is upside down. From what I know, my brothers have told everyone they know that they saw me wearing my best friend's shirt, which to them means that he marked me or whatever that means in their messed up minds. My dad didn't say anything, and my mom didn't say anything about my audio for now. I'm calmer now. My friend's mom lets me join her in her hobbies of pottery and embroidery. And she also gave me some old paper doll cutouts to design clothes and keep me busy. I could never be more grateful to this woman and her entire family, as well as to all of you, Reddit. Also, if you have any advice on what to give a 10-year-old girl, I would really appreciate it. Her birthday is in 2 months, and I want to give her a gift for helping me out there. For now, I say goodbye. I hope you have a good night, morning, or afternoon, and I will update you if anything happens. Update 3. I'm here with what I hope will be the final update on everything that's happened. I truly appreciate all the concern, comments, and suggestions for my friend's cousin's gift. I'll try to summarize everything that unfolded. First off, my mother didn't come back. We talked, and I ended up discovering things that, while heavy, explain the situation better. The first thing, which I mentioned in a comment, is that the reason my mom was gone so much was because she needed her space. I asked her what she meant, and she told me that they were only expecting one baby, my twin, when they did the first ultrasound. I wasn't that visible, in my mom's words. It wasn't until the second ultrasound that they finally noticed me. So, for those who theorize that I was the daughter of a lover, I am an unexpected surprise. My mom said that neither she nor my dad were ready for a girl when my twin and I were born. Mom was anxious, thinking that having a girl meant she would now have to stay home more to guide me. My dad assured her that he would understand me and that my mom shouldn't worry. I think she took that literally. I asked her why she was telling me this now, and it turns out that the divorced woman my mother currently lives with, in a comment, I said she lives with 2 women. Listen to my audio when my mother played it. She then sat my mother down and told her that I needed her, that if she didn't do something now, she would lose me, just as she, the divorced woman, lost her children. My mom apologized for prioritizing herself as a woman more than me. She said she thought I was safe and calm at home. But after all this, she understands that she was wrong to be out of my life and my brother's. We talked a little more, mostly about what I wanted and if I was sure I wanted to stay at my friend's house. I said yes, and then she talked to my friend's mom, and they agreed that I would stay with my friend's mom. The talk with my dad and my brothers was a video call with my mom present. To be honest, I'd already resigned myself to never getting an explanation for any of this. The call can only be summarized by what happened in the restaurant, a scolding for my brothers, and the news that I will be staying with my friend. My dad tried to object, but my mom silenced him. So now I officially live with my friend, her sister, and her mom. The house rules are manageable, and I feel comfortable here. My friend and I call each other neighbors and agreed to have movie marathons on Sundays. I chose a My Hero Academia anime movie, and my friend will watch E.T. with me next week. As for clothes, my mom sends money. I'll go with my friend's sister next week. She saw my style the times I went out with my friend, so she's taking me to a few stores to recover some of my old wardrobe. I had one last talk with my dad on my friend's porch, with his mom watching. He apologized for disappointing me, for not protecting me, and cried again. Many will probably judge me here, but I accepted his goodbye hug. It hurts that things ended like this. He said he would find a way to earn my trust again, and that he didn't want to lose me. As for my brothers, I only received an apology from Andy while my twin sent me a photo of my room, still intact, with the phrase, "It will be the same when you return." So here I am now, at my friend's house, in my new room, with a few paper dolls I made clothes for. I still keep the same calling, schedule with my mom, while my dad will text me on weekends to check on me. That was my parents' arrangement for my expenses. My friend's mother will be the one who receives a sum of money for anything. Food, hygiene products, medicines, etc. I really appreciate the comments and support. I'll leave it there. If something serious happens, I'll update you. But for now, I think this will end here. A big hug to everyone who commented, and have a good day. Bye!